Hello and welcome to Quarterlight, your car brochure channel, and in today's episode this lovely brochure for the new Toyota Crown Deluxe. So we're here on YouTube. This is Quarterlight. Now Quarterlight is a car brochure channel here on YouTube, looking at car brochures from around the world for 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s, and we sometimes go beyond those years as well. So if you're interested in cars, car brochures, looking back on cars gone by, bringing back those memories essentially, then please do consider subscribing. It is all completely free. Helps the channel, helps you find the episodes you want to see. In fact, you can become a member if you want as well now. So back to today's episode. Yes, we're going to be looking at this lovely brochure. It says on there, the new Toyota Crown Deluxe. New. I always like the brochure that says new, because obviously this is introducing this model, and what a beautiful car this really is. So we open the brochure up and we can see this is actually quite a big brochure. I think it's nicely presented. Now, I said at the start, a UK brochure. Actually thinking about it, I'm not 100% sure. I can't actually remember where I got this particular brochure from, but it is all English text at least. But all the images are quite obviously images not specific for an English speaking market. All these images are Japanese pictures where, of course, I'm sure most of them were sold. Let's just zoom in on this main image. And there it is as we zoom in a little bit further. Like I said, a big picture this. I'm glad they've chosen white actually. I think it really suits the colour white. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest fan of white on cars, but some cars do just suit it, and this seems to be one. I like the front end treatment. It's very interesting and very sort of unique. Certainly some American influences, I would say. Let's just zoom in a little bit further to that interesting front end. Like I said at the start, I've always preferred the next generation after this. Just tried to zoom in actually on this very tiny badge, although it's very hard to make out on this front wing, which quite simply says the word Deluxe. And rather elegant styling at the back. Set under some huge house somewhere in Japan, I'm assuming, and this couple looking at this rather nice new car. But anyway, if we swing the camera over this way, we've got some text. We'll read this text, then we'll have a look at the rear end and another couple of images. Okay, so underneath this little bit of a crown badge here, it says the new Toyota Crown, completely renewed all round, has now arrived. You'll be meeting a new world of quality and dignity in the new Crown. Here is Toyota's dynamic styling expression in its finest. Everything from stem to stern has been designed to make Toyota Crown a car befitting for use in most formal occasions. Rich appointments, silence, quality, and a smooth and powerful OHC6. The magical combination of dignity and elegance should give you an idea of what a real prestige car should be like. Its contour is sleek and trim, and its interior spacious and luxurious. The atmosphere inside the Crown is always fine weather. On the road, the reliable Toyota mechanism will ensure incomparable riding comfort and precise handling. The excellent Toyota coachwork has provided the Crown with silence and rust resistance. In addition, Toyota Crown Deluxe has been furnished with numerous extras at no extra cost to you, such as search tuning radio with pair of speakers, fabric upholstered seats and fresh floor ventilation system. Toyota safety features are naturally all provided. Make a date with your Toyota dealer and meet this new world of quality and dignity. A little bit of a look at the rear and that huge boot or trunk. I love the styling of the rear actually, although in some way it's actually giving me sort of Hillman Hunter vibes for some reason. Moving down, a bit of a moody spot shot and a little bit of a front tiny little shot as well. But let's turn the camera over, I was going to say, but let's turn the page over. And there we go. We turn the page and we have a look on the inside, and it really looks rather lovely on the inside too. I think we'll look at this first image and then we'll do the text and then come back to these other images then. So I'll zoom in on that bit of an interior, and yeah, we've got a bench seat there with a sort of single armrest, looking very 60s, kind of like remind us this is a 60s car. Unusual colour they've gone for the carpet, and you can just make out the steering wheel and the gauges there, as well as that door card with that extra bit of material there at the bottom. And rather unusually, we've gone for a black door handle, so a little bit unusual the colour scheme they went for. Let's move to the text though. So it starts by telling us custom crafted interior that invites you to a new prestige world. Step inside the handsome upholstered Crown interior. You'll find seats that are luxurious and comfortable as if made for the guest of honour. Plush nylon carpets and plenty of arm, leg and shoulder room. Instrument panel, combining elegance with easy operation, is full of safety features. It's fully padded to absorb shocks, and it's finished in glare-proof black to eliminate dazzling reflections. Headlamp and windshield wiper washer control knobs and cigarette lighter are located within easy reach of the driver. I'm just going to move the camera down, so let's use the camera moving there. Knob functions are shown with pictograph to make driving more delightful. Search tuning radio with 2 speakers and power antenna, and rear seat tuning control. That's very high spec, isn't it? For the time anyway. Electric clock, just as large as the speedometer, and provided with sweeping second hand, and powerful heater defroster have been furnished at no extra cost. Standard transmission is column shift, all synchro 3-speed with overdrive. For sport-minded people, front bucket seats with all synchro 4-speed transmission with sports shift stick are available as an option. So there we go. We don't have to have that bench seat if we don't want it. For those who desire easier driving, Toyo Glide automatic 3-speed transmission is also optionally available. Aside from these rich appointments, supreme quietness is another major feature in the Toyota Crown. This quietness will surely impress you on the true meaning of relaxation and rest in a car. Meet the new prestige car at your nearest Toyota dealer. So look at the seats again. They're folded back to create, I don't know what the idea of this folding back feature is, going back to the back seats, other than it showing that the seats fold back. But what it is mainly showing, of course, is we don't have to have that bench seat, so we can have these 2 separate seats with a little bit of a console in the centre there. Looking at the back, which looks like we're back to the bench seat at the front. All of the blue on this example, but I think it's trying to show you there's quite a bit of leg space. Although I always find with these 60s brochures, I think they always exaggerate that a little bit. And then if you don't mind me moving the camera past where we was reading, right at the top corner here, there's a little bit of a look at a lady there holding that grab handle. Okay, so we open the brochure up again. We got some really nice images, little images on the inside there, a little bit of an X-ray image, kind of like showing what we can see on the inside. We'll have to have a look what that's all about. It might be the chassis, but we'll have a look over there in a moment. We'll start at this end though. It starts over here looking at the engine and talking about the engine, which is interesting. Then we'll go over these images. This little bit of a text I think is referring to these images here. Then we'll move over this way. Okay, so this page starts here. Toyota's superb 0866. Nice little image of the engine bay there. And the engine itself, I should say. And then if we move the camera down, it tells us the smooth power and powerful outputs of Crown engine is primarily due to the Toyota 08C mechanism. Cylinder head is of aluminium alloy for better cooling efficiency. Combustion chambers are hemispherical type with intake and exhaust manifold arranged to produce cross flow. Other features include dual exhaust manifolds, 2-barrel carburetor and 7 main bearings. Peak output is 115 horsepower at 5200 RPM SAE. Peak torque 17.6 mkg or 127 foot-pounds at 3600 RPM. Fuel consumption is amazingly low for this class, so it sounds like quite the engine for the time actually. So here we've got some tiny little images, firstly of the gauges, which certainly look nice, and I quite like how elegant they look actually. Doesn't look like a rev counter, look like we've got a clock in place of the rev count. It tells us glare-proof meters and clock, speedometer with resettable mileage counter, gauges and clock with sweep around hand are arranged in line and glare-proofed for safety. Illumination is adjustable. So next image there is kind of like showing us the auto transmission, I guess, but rather nice to see the badge actually for the Toyota Crown, this bit of a stylized Crown type image. It tells us Toyo Glide automatic 3-speed automatic transmission allows effective gearing of the OHC6 power. So next picture isn't the best, it's a little bit dark and hard to show, but obviously this is showing we don't have to have it as an automatic. It tells us console box can be furnished at extra cost in Crown, purchased with bucket seats. Floor stick shift is also available as an option. So standard looks like it's a manual but column, but you know, for all those bucket seats, and then we can have this floor shift transmission if we prefer. So it then starts talking about ventilation. There's a little bit of a diagram there. It says fresh flow ventilation. Fresh air enters in from under the dash and through louvered air vents at either side of the panel and circulates out through ceiling ducts. So the next image it's showing the door card. Reminder again, that unusual colour combination, this one having that red lower part on it. Also nice to see a quarter light, of course. We always have to point them out on the show, of course. It tells us here vent window regulators are of disc type. Door armrests are impact absorbing type. Door inside handles are fingertip unlatching type and sunk in for safety. And then if we move the camera over, I'm just going to do it manually, we can see that radio that came as standard. So high fidelity radio with search tuner and power antennae are standard. Nice. So we even get these rather elegant looking reading lights on the Crown. It calls them book lights, or to allow reading by rear seat passengers. Next one up is showing that large boot or trunk area there. Spacious luggage room, it tells us, is made flat and wide to enable storing all vacation necessities. Contains emergency toolkit and spare tyre. I guess if we zoom in a little bit further, we'll probably see the badges on the boot there. Just about, I guess. And then the final image is this unusual little image there, telling us Toyota air conditioner has capacity to cool the interior in a few seconds, even when the car is left out in the hot sun. So then we get that sort of image. It's not the best actually, a little bit of an X-ray image, but kind of like shows you a little bit of the inside there of the crown. It then continues with these tiny little pictures. This one's called the Pictograph Soft Knobs. All knobs on the dash are impact absorbing vinyl chloride with knob functions shown graphically. Gives a look at the sun visors, which are unusual, aren't they? This material that they're using for those. Soft material for safety. Not something we continued with, I guess. A day-night inside mirror. Again, apparently drops off for safety, which makes sense. And then finally, we've got front disc brakes with booster and dual master cylinder system. Can be ordered to provide added margin of safety. And then it moves on to some text, which we'll have a look at next. So this sort of text really here is referring to like little points on the car, but this little tiny image here is so tiny, it's really impossible to kind of like see those clearly on camera. So I'm just going to read out the text. It says, safety comes together with Toyota Crown. Toyota Motors' primary concern is for the safety of those who drive or ride the Toyota Crowns, and therefore has provided safety padded steering wheel, 2 front and rear seat belts. Front and rear seat belts. A little bit of a star next to it, so I presume that's an optional extra though. Inside day-night rear view mirror that drops off upon impact. Soft sun visors, impact absorbing glare proof dash and panel. Soft control knobs, each identified by picture. Heavily anchored seats. I'm just going to move the camera over. 8 seat back latches on hinge seats, backup lights, turn signal lights, front disc brakes, again a star meaning an option, dual master cylinder brake system, star, individually fused lamps, push button door locks, 2-speed windshield wiper and washer, ashtrays that drop off upon impact, a windshield defroster, and 18 uniform shift quadrant for the automatic, 19 safety door latches and hinges, 20 perimeter frame. So that takes us to the back page. Back page, as usual, is the specifications. So let's have a look at that now. Specifications then starts with the engine. So a 6-cylinder in line, single overhead camshaft and 5 main bearing crankshaft. Piston displacement 2253cc. Maximum output SAE 115 bhp at 5200 rpm. Maximum torque SAE 17.6 mkg or 127 foot-pound at 3600 rpm. Fuel system, downdraft twin barrel type carburetor with automatic choke. Mechanical fuel pump, fuel tank capacity 63 litres or 14.3 imperial gallons. Lubrication, full pressure force fed by trochoid pump. Crankcase capacity 5.2 litres or 4.6 imperial quarts. Cooling, pressurized radiator with centrifugal pump. Thermostat and fluid coupled silent fan. Cooling by liquid in sealed circuit. No antifreeze needed, apparently. Clutch, single dry plate with diaphragm spring and hydraulic actuator. Transmission, so we can have a 3-speed manual, which is a column shift, synchromesh on all forward gears and fitted with overdrive. Or we can have a 4-speed manual, which is the central flow shift model, so synchro on all forward gears. Column shift available on right-hand drive models only, it says. And then you've got that auto, 1-stage, 2-phase and 3-element type hydraulic torque converter with 3 forward and 1 reverse speed, planetary gears. So apologies then, there's a little bit of a mark on the rear there. It says rear axle, semi-floating high-powered gear drive, reduction gear ratio, 3-speed model, and the 4-speed model, and some numbers there which certainly you can read at your leisure. Front suspension independent with wishbones, coil springs, double acting hydraulic shock absorbers and torsion stabilizer. Rear is 4-link with coil springs and double acting hydraulic shock absorbers. That takes us to the brake. So foot brake operates hydraulically on all wheels, drum diameter, and then we've got the total lining area, and handbrake operates mechanically on rear wheels. Steering is recirculating ball type. Turning circle is 36 feet, which doesn't sound too bad actually for the size of vehicle. Wheels and tyres, pressed steel disc wheels. Instruments, speedometer with total hand trip odometer, fuel gauge, water temperature gauge, ammeter, oil pressure warning lights, parking brake warning lights, turn signal indication lights, high beam indicating lights, overdrive indicating lights for 3-speed model only. Just mainly just shifting the camera down a minute. Electrical equipment, so 12 volts, 40 amp hour battery, 480 watts alternator, dual seal beam headlights with dipping system, parking and amber front turning signal lamps, twin stop tail lamps and amber flasher in units, backup lamps, room lamp, glove box lamp, book lamps, rear door step lamps, inspection lamps, engine room lamps. So just by all them lamps you can see it's a high spec vehicle for the time for sure. Trunk room lamps independently fused, variable control of instrument panel illumination, dual horn, anti-glare 2-speed windshield wipers, and then the general information. Moving to general equipment, search tuning radio with 2 speakers and power antenna, heater and defroster, fresh floor ventilation system, electric clock with second hand, windshield washer, ashtrays and cigarette lighters, front and rear, tinted glass all round, fabric upholstery, centre armrests front and rear, armrests all doors, padded sun visor, instrument panel under tray, assist grips, glare proof inside rear view mirror, full carpeting, spur wheel and tyre with cover, jack and handle, full tool set. So it starts with the dimensions and weights, but if I just move down, it tells you the performance, interestingly enough. So the 3-speed model, maximum speed is 97 miles per hour, cruising speed is 84 miles per hour. For the 4-speed model, maximum speed is 100 miles per hour, cruising speed 87 miles per hour, and then the auto maximum speed is 94 miles per hour, maximum cruising speed of 82, which all seems quite respectable considering the time period. And then we've got those optional extras of front separate reclining seats, console box for separate seats, seat belts, air conditioner, 3-speed Toyo Glide auto transmission, front power disc brakes, AM FM radio, short wave adapter, and then we just got obviously the bit of a clause to say we can change any of this information or equipment at any time. And then right at the bottom here we've got Toyota Motor Company Limited, Toyota Motor Sales Company Limited. A bit of a code there and telling us that it's actually printed in Japan. So there we go, that was Quarterlight and the Toyota Crown. What a wonderful car that was. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Do you remember these? Your opinion of the Crown, please. Certainly a high-end motor car for its day, that's for sure. But we'll end by saying, as we always do, please do consider subscribing if you've not already done so. And there is also the option to become a member now, so have a look at the YouTube homepage about becoming a member. Thank you so much for watching today. Please do take care. You'll see a couple of boxes popping up for other episodes you can watch. But like I say, please do take care. We'll see you very soon, and goodbye.